Hello and welcome to this live by Paris Trading Academy. I'm Louis, and today we will be scalping on the SP 500, on the future of the SP 500. So let's start. So we won't trade before the open because you don't need it's not interesting to trade before the open, and we need because there's no volume. So yeah, welcome to this live. Also, we want you to know that we've started so yeah, so for fundamental analysis, first also today it's there's like quite a lot of economic data. So as we can see, first there was like a lot of there was non-farm payroll, initial like jobless claim, and basically very important numbers. Who both have been pretty good, like they've exceeded expectation. And also there was a speech from like Lagarde, so the president of ECB. And now there's Enria, someone else from the ECB that was speaking like half an hour ago. In half an hour from now, we're going to get a manufacturing PMI, so that's quite an important statistic. So we need to be careful on the volatility it's going to generate on the market. So we need to be careful at this moment. Then after also we see at 4 p.m. in French time, there's also going to be like Paris time. There's going to be like manufacturing PMI and ISM manufacturing price. So basically, today is a day with a lot of like economical statistic. We also have crude oil and crushing oil inventories that are like quite important and that's going to affect the market. So basically, we have like very short window to trade, like between the manufacturing PMI and the ESM numbers. So yeah, basically it's going to be like a short window to trade, and after the ESM until like the end of the life, should be a better time to trade. So if we look at if we do like a small market watch, we can see that today like European indexes are all in the green. CAC count is a little bit in the green, even though like have rose since yesterday's close, but they've like gone down since the open, especially the CAC 40. The FTSE is up from this morning. The Euro stock is down, but up from yesterday's night. So basically, we're waiting. Like yeah, we're expecting mostly. If we look at the index, we're expecting like basically like to be long today. Also, if we look at the bond, we can see that most of the bond, well, actually every bond are like every bond yield are down. So this shows that so still a sign that normally we should go up. The Euro USD is actually going up, even though like if we look like because even though we're like quite low, we've been upward since like the last few days, like lately, since we've been yeah, you see yesterday we were like at lowest. If we look at on a monthly, we can see that we probably reached like the monthly low like yesterday, but since then we've been going up, and like since the economic news like since the expectation of the news has been pretty good, like good for the euro dollar, we expect it to go I expect the euro dollar to like bounce back and go a bit up like in the future. Also, the crude oil have reached like average. I was going to say monthly low, but it was the 1st of June, so of course it's a monthly low. But with being at the level of like at the low of March, and this one in May, but this one in May is slightly special. But basically, we are like at a low level compared to previously. So we should be so the oil is low, so it should also be a sign that equities should go up. Same in the copper. The copper is slowly bouncing back from its all-time, like from its from its year low. Yeah, that was last week. From this low that was last week, and it's been like not a yearly low, but it's still on a downward trend. And copper is generally used to indicate when there's going to be a recession, because copper is very important in manufacturing, and if we don't, and so if the demand of copper is low, it means that manufacturing numbers are going to be low, and if we don't produce things like the economic, it's not good for the economy of the country. If we take a look at the news, we can see that basically we can see like the most important news is that the House of Representatives passed the debt ceiling bill. Now it needs the Senate to be validated and to be so that the US raised the debt limit. We can also see, if we look at the Fed and the Fed Watch tool from CME, that most of the investors think that the Fed is not gonna hike their raise their interest rate. This is quite important, but basically it's gonna be like for the last 2-3 weeks, it stayed between 70% who thinks it's gonna stay at the current level, and 30% and 70 and 60%, and the rest of the person, so 30 and to 40%, thinks that they are gonna raise their interest rates. If we continue to look at the news, yeah, we've got nothing more. Yeah, lot of economical statistics today, so that's quite important. Most of them are positives, except like the unit labor cost that is lower than expected, but that's actually quite a good sign for equity, because it means that we don't like there's not necessarily the cost of labor is not that high. If we look at the S&P map, we can see that it's quite widespread. There's some green, some red. Like the healthcare have been pretty high, had a pretty good day yesterday. Meanwhile, the energy has been quite it's been quite a bad day for the energy sector. But like since the price of oil is pretty low, that's normal because they're selling oil. So if the price of oil is low, then it's not good for their business. On top of that, we can see that Nvidia and AMD have been stocks quite went down yesterday. But if we think a bit more about it, we realize that Nvidia is still at $378. So that's quite a lot, because last week at this time they were at 300. And and AMD also rose quite a lot lately. So it was to expect that there would be some downside in their move. Concerning the S&P, if we look at the 30 today, basically there's been one support at around 41.97. There was before a buyer at 41.90, but with the number earlier, it broke it and went down to rebound. And if we look at the data, we can see that yesterday this worked as a support as well, and resistance is about for like 42.0 to around the 4200. Okay, so like I said, we are long, so we're gonna wait to see what the market is gonna be, like how the market is gonna react at the open. We can see that the point of control is around 41.96, but then there's also 41.90, 91.90.75 that has been where there was a lot of exchange today. We can see also that there is a big seller at the 4200 and at the 41.96, and some buyers. It actually went down, but there was a big buyer here earlier, and there's a very big buyer compared to the other at 41.80. So we should expect the price to basically navigate between those numbers between like 41.90, 41.96, and before the open. And once the market open in like 4 minutes, it should go. It should either it should probably range inside, probably go somewhere here to reach like the previous resistance. If you have any question, don't hesitate to ask them in the chat. I will try to answer like the best I can every time. So also finally, like just to remind you, like I said in the opening of this stream, we are currently So basically today we're gonna see how the market open. If the market is gonna make some big move, otherwise we probably are gonna buy the bottom of the range and sell the high, and see how that works. Also, we are currently developing our online formation for the people that can't come to our trading room, either to our trading floor, either in Dubai or in Paris. We see, like I said earlier, the POC went down because there's been a lot of exchange at 41.97, at 41.91.75. So yeah, like I said, we can see like we are in the bell that would go from here, like above my line on the screen, up until around 400 and 200. That is 4200. That is here. And so that means that there's lots of like that the buyers and the seller agree on this price range. So there won't be like a big, there shouldn't be like any big clear directional move. Maybe like some upward or downward range, but mostly like not one clear directional move. Mostly it's gonna go up, down, and everything. So that's not necessarily the best things to trade, because it's gonna like because the price is gonna oscillate. It's gonna go up, down, inside that range. So that's not really clear where it's gonna bounce back or turn around. So that's not really what we want. We prefer like clear directional trend. So this on my screen is something we call market profile. It shows the volume for each price level. So that's the same thing of this as this column, column, but on the graphic. So yeah, and it shows the value area low, value area high. So that shows well like the high and the low of the value zone, which is basically where there's going to be like a lot of exchange, and where the seller and the buyer are both going to agree on the price. So the market should open really soon, like in something like 1 minute or so. So yeah, we're gonna market just opened. We can see on the order book, because the order book is just went completely crazy. So yeah, this is not necessarily like the best time to trade, because like all the high frequency trader are passing their orders that have been waiting all night in the US, like that have been waiting in the US, and so yeah, it's really not a good time to trade because yeah, the market doesn't have a clear direction. There's lots of volume, either on the bid side or on the ask side. Therefore, the price tends to go like in multiple direction, and it's not predictable because when we're trading, we want to be like the market to have one clear and predictable direction, and at the market open, it doesn't. It's like going down, then going up. Even though here it seems to be like mostly going down. So yeah, we're gonna let like the big player, like the high frequency trader, like spam the market with their orders. See once it settles a little bit, if there's like once the market will settle, it should have a direction. Or if it's or if it stays in the range it used to be, and if it is like, and if it is, then we're gonna buy the lows and the highs. So yeah, also if we look like at a long time, at a long, how to say, time frame, like the 4 hours, we can see that we are still in a upward like a channel, and probably like we've been in an upward channel since like 2020, since October to 2022, and now we are like in the middle of the bottom side, like bottom half. So this doesn't really give us most of many information on where the market wants to go, but we're like somewhere in the middle of that channel. So yeah, like the market is not really it's not it doesn't give us much indication except that yeah, it's going so far up. And so yeah, this is basically like our fundamental and technical analysis. Today we mostly want to take, we think we're pretty long. We're going to see yeah, is there some side? We can see that this buyer like is raising his price here. It was here before, he's raising it slowly and slowly. So that might be a sign that the market tends to, that the guy wants to push the market back up. We can see like it just got swallowed by the sellers. So we are going to see basically if we want to take a short, because well, if the market want to go down, we're not going to go against it. Like we're not smarter than the market. We're just trying to understand in which direction he's going and to ride the wave with him, because basically we're way too small to move the market. If we look at the order book, we can see that there still has been a lot of that there's a lot of sellers. So yeah, it's probably a sign that we need to go short. But we will still wait until the market settle a little bit, and then we're gonna like take a trade. We can still see there's a big buyer here, so we need to check if the price gets here, if how the market reacts, basically. But if it doesn't, then it's also an information that we need to analyze. It's been several times that the market, it's been several times that it's been rejected at 41.81.50. And if we look at the market, we can see that there's been like a lot of, I was going to say a lot of buy order, there's basically lots of sell orders, but we still don't manage to break this level. So that means there's probably like a stronger, there's like strong buyer around there. But yeah, we don't really know if we can, who we can trust the most. So far we're not like getting in any position. We're just gonna wait, look at the market and analyze. And if the market want to give us some trade, we're gonna take them. But we're not gonna force some trade on the market, because this is how you get like beaten and destroyed by the market. So they break 41.81, they're getting pushed, but they're still getting pushed back around those levels. Like they haven't managed to, like they're still getting pushed back by those levels. We can see that the order amount have been drastically increased since the market opened. And like even though there's like a lot of sellers, they don't manage to break like this level. So this is a very important level apparently. So we're gonna see. I'm just like opening a new window to check the economical statistic, because there's in 7 minutes there's a manufacturing PMI, which is a pretty important one. Yeah, we are now at actually an important, like quite an interesting level, because as you may know, or you should know, like resistance and support are not like a fixed price level, but more like area. And so this would be like the bottom actually of the area of. This is quite an important level. Like it would be the bottom of this resistance area that would go from here up to there. And the POC just moved, as you see, but that's because the market just opened. And once the market opened, like volumes are like exponentially bigger compared to when it's closed. So US market is closed, even though future trade like almost 24 hours a day. They only trade like they trade for 23, so that's quite important. So yeah, we see he is still there. It's actually he actually is getting bigger and bigger. So that's might be what pushes the market back. So as we can see, like this, the previous level I've marked is quite important because it pushed back the price, and like basically the area from here to here is actually like you can't really see it here, but you can see it quite good on the, like this is an area where the market used to actually worked a lot previously, and therefore it's an area where like it's not really interesting for us to trade. On top of that, we are inside the bell and getting closer to the point of control, so that's an area where the price is not going to have like a clear directional move. You see it had a strong move upward, then it went back, it went down pretty strong, and now it's going up, down, up, down. So it's not really, yeah, it doesn't have like the directional strengths we want it to have. So this is not really like yeah. So basically, we're like looking at the market, trying to identify what's how who else today is like who's working it today, what are their direction. So we've seen we have some quite strong sellers, like we can see like on the book that there's like lots of big sellers, but we have pretty strong buyers also. So yeah, we're gonna need to wait until one of them wins the fight against the wins the fight against the other to see in which direction we're going. Also, yeah, lately we've been also we started to develop like English, our training in English also. So if you're not if you're not a French speaker, we can we soon will be able to like provide you with our training even in English. So that might be, if you're interested by the training in English, don't hesitate to contact us. We would gladly answer any question you might have. And also to remind you, like I said earlier several times already, but another time might not hurt. We're like because financial independence is something that you can't access through only like 2 weeks of training. At the very least, you need time, because time, nothing beats like time and anywhere, nowhere. Like in trading in particular, because with time you get practice. and we need and practice is is only going to make you a better trader. And since trading is extremely competitive, you can't expect to be able to trade to be a good trader and a profitable one trading only 2 weeks. There's people that been trading all their life and still actually no, the people. If you trading is something that you learn with practice. Once you know the main principle, you need to practice trading to be able to be profitable. And otherwise, if you don't respect that and just want to be you are too much in a rush to trade and don't really respect the financial market, your trading experience gonna end at the second you won't have any capital. And we've seen a lot of actually student and former student who forgot that they need to practice, that thinks that they're expert of trading even sometimes before they start the training. And usually yeah, their experience in their trading career ends at the moment they've run out of capital. They want to burn. And that's not our goal. That's actually something we tried to avoid the most, because actually it's quite important. Well, because yeah, it's quite pretty important for. We don't want you to lose your capital. It can be quite life changing and not in a good way. And actually, trading is actually life changing in one way or another. If you're good at trading, your life is going to change. If you're not good at trading, your life is going to change, and for the worse, and quite fast. So we've got the PMI. No, the manufacturing PMI. It's quite neutral. We expect, the forecast was 48.85. We are 48.4. So yeah, it's quite a neutral statistic. So yeah, still no clear and strong directional move. So we're still waiting for it to happen. Also lately, we've been with Brahim. I've been teaching to Brahim hedging with option. Okay, so now might want to take that short. So I'm putting my order below this guy, like this level, because we can see there's still a pretty big buyer here. So we want to wait all the yes. Because yeah, we think that if it breaks or against this level, it might be the market might then would have taken a clear directional trend, and trend we want to ride. And obviously, as I said, that the market is bouncing back. Well, that's a good thing then that we've waited for a confirmation. Yeah, we can see the seller wanted to grab the order block by the buyer, and wants it to keep. They took a break in his frantic selling, so he can let the market go back up in order to be able to sell his in order to be able to sell his this contract at a better price. So we can see there's another bell that is developing, that is forming around here. And so, yeah. We need to wait until this. Yeah. So it's been like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, we got in. So once we get in, we place our stop loss. Short too small, can't see. Well, right. How can I make it better for you? What do you want to see? You want to see the number or the? I'm gonna try to do something. Yeah, wait. So yeah, we went in a bit early, but we're still trusting our trade, even though it's a bit like it started by bouncing back. So price is like you should look on the order book here. Like the price is quite it's bigger here compared to the graph, but it's 41.80. Is it better here now? And the goal is to buy somewhere around here. Once if the market come back, otherwise we're gonna sell short. Like yeah. That is. Can you see it now, or is it still too small? So as you can see, like I said, we've entered the trade a bit too early, but we're still confident in our trade, so we're gonna hold it. we actually sold the bottom of the canal, even though we wanted to take it when it break that channel, but yeah. Let's try this thinking. Voilà. Yeah, ça pue de ouf. Yeah, so this is not like the candle we want to see. But that's why we put a stop loss. Yeah. Ça pue ça. Yeah. Oh, we are not in the right direction. This is slightly painful. But like I've explained, lately, like when you trade in live trading, especially ours that have like a fixed date. Yes, and on top of that, there's like a statistic in 1 minute. So yeah, in 1 minute we have like 3 statistics. To be fair, we're gonna hope they're on our side and save us. My entry price was bad. 41, 78, 75. So now I'm in the red by $150. More or less. Once again. Oh, yes. So we've got PMI is bad, yeah, neutral. Yeah, I should get the fuck out. Yeah, I'm gonna get the fuck out. There. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's bad. So on this magnific, beautiful, very beautiful trade, I'm gonna like I think end the live right there because yeah, that's like too much of a like yeah, it's too bad for me. I like today is not a good day for trading. It's a good thing that I had pretty better week earlier. But basically, yeah. So yeah. So yeah. Have a nice day. Yeah. Bad day for me today. Sorry. See you. Yeah. Actually, tomorrow on Paris channel in French.